Hey everybody, it is December 16th, and today we're talking about George Whitefield. George Whitefield was born today, December 16th, 1714, in Gloucestershire. He would end up going to Pembroke College in Oxford, where he came under the influence of John and Charles Wesley. He would join the Wesley brothers and other students that shared the same spiritual disciplines that we would call Methodists today. In 1736, George Whitefield would be ordained as a deacon, would spend some time with the Wesley brothers in Georgia, and then returning back to England to secure his priest orders and help raise money for an orphanage. Because of his spiritual discipline, George Whitefield would ultimately bring himself to a place of ill and despair until he read a book called The Life of God in the Soul of Man, which redirected his understanding to go from doing all that he could to try to have salvation or to produce salvation. It became more of a salvation comes from faith, which is what we believe today. George Whitefield became renowned for his dynamic speaking. He would have open air meetings in 1739 that would attract remarkable crowds across of Wales and Scotland, England, despite other churches trying to stop him or oppressing what he was trying to do. When you look at other people who had comments about George Whitefield, you see names like Benjamin Franklin, who noted his powerful voice, his elegance, dynamic gestures, and his ability to address the listeners as if speaking directly to the individual. In 1741, George Whitefield and the Wesley brothers would end up splitting on the subject of Calvinism, and Whitefield returned to London and started a tabernacle. He would then be supported by the Countess of Huntingdon to become a leader among the Calvinistic Methodists, forming a significant alternative to the Wesleyan movement. Around this time, he would preach in England, in Wales, and Scotland, and spent 9 years in America, and was reported to preaching around 18,000 different sermons. George Whitefield is recognized as one of the greatest preachers in church history, but also recognized as an influential part of the transatlantic Great Awakening that we hear in history today here in America. And the way that he would have open air meetings and he evangelized to the great crowds would end up inspiring other people to do the same, such as Charles Finley, Billy Sunday, and Billy Graham. George Whitefield would die September 30th, 1770, at 55.